Didn't really get a chance to talk about Oklahoma's first championship. Miles, our Shea and Thunder fan of the pod. Just what does this ring mean for OKC and their fans, dude?
Well, for one, they're I want to start off saying they're the second youngest champion ever, besides the Portland Trailblazers. I forgot which year, but back when they had Bill Walton on their team. But yeah, it's just first I want to say it's a really impressive like just rebuild that they've had because they like I hear it everywhere, but they only had 24 wins like 3 years ago, and so they've like slowly but at the same time really quickly like progressed like from 24 wins to like making the play-in tournament, not making the playoffs, but playing, and then they went and jumped to the first seed the very next year, and then they even jumped like up from the like they were still the first seed, but they still won like 68 games, nearly 70 games. So um, their path to a championship this year, it wasn't the in my opinion, it wasn't like they weren't playing at their best. I think they could have been a lot better than what they showed. Um, but the fact that they still got this championship, they got it this soon, this early in most of their careers, and they still have like all of their players signed next year. They're all still gonna get better. Most of them are gonna get better. The oldest player on the roster is Alex Caruso, who's like 30, 31. So like and I don't really see him like regressing anytime soon. So I know the thing with what is it? There being a different champion for the last 7 years. I think that's still like I don't want to say that the Thunder are gonna repeat next year, but it's kind of hard to bet against them at this point because everything right now is going in their favor. Like I said, they're young, they're gonna get better. They still can make a bunch of moves this offseason with all their draft capital that they have. So yeah, I don't know. I'm really high on their future. I really think that they could break the 7 year streak, or they have the best chance out of any of these last seven teams that won the championship, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know like how you couldn't like be high on this team. I mean,
I
people
know,
people
I know a lot of people that are down on them. Even when they were in the playoffs, that people that were just down on them, saying they wouldn't do it, say they couldn't get it done. And though the Tyrese injury happened, they still did it. You can't just say didn't count because they played the Pacers without Tyrese in Game 7. But yeah, sorry.
yeah yeah, I was kind of gonna say the same thing. But yeah, this team, I mean, well, they win 60, 68, 69 games. I mean, they're the best team all year, pretty clearly. Um, I mean, stats wise, just eye test wise. But really, I think their defense won them this championship more than anything. Um, like Miles said, it's one of the greatest rebuilds in history of basketball. Um, they drafted Chet and Jalen Williams 3 years ago, and now they're the standard of the NBA. And the thing that's kind of scary is they really don't have like a strong offensive scheme. It's a lot of like Shea save us sometimes, and that's how they kind of got in trouble against Indiana. But what this ring really tells me is it's a superstar and GM league because of the new CBA and how it works, and how the second apron is basically like a hard cap. Teams have to be like way more savvy with their picks and trades, and we saw like the teams with the most depth, um, like were Indiana and OKC, um, and that takes you the farthest to making like deep runs and stuff. So, I mean, obviously you need a superstar to be a contender. I'm not saying that obviously, but it's really about just making sharp, savvy moves
Yeah.
around around your star players.
I also wanted to add, even though the Pacers lost, like other teams can look at that and see that like they didn't have like any like top 10 player on their team. Like Tyrese Halliburton, he's an all star, like damn near superstar caliber player, but like he's not like one of the top 10. Some you could even argue not even top 15 in the league, but just because of their depth, like they had like they could go like 9 to 10 deep if they really wanted to. Like that like depth is really probably his most important as it's ever been. So
Yeah,
I agree
yeah,
with you, But I promise you, Bleacher Report and the NBA, they're gonna have this man in the top 10 list.
Oh yeah, probably. They're probably gonna have him some shit like 8 or something like
Come on,
that.
guys, 7 or 8. I'm calling it right now.
Well, they're not gonna rank him because he's not gonna play next year. But I see what you're saying.
Still, I'm just saying that's where they would put him.
Yeah.
One more thing I wanted to say, because our audience will laugh that I'm bringing up the Hornets, but trust me, just listen. Because I had to sit through years and years of Mitch Kupchak telling me over and over, this old man, that the market size of your team caps what you're able to do. And it's definitely the CBA now, which is new, but dude, Oklahoma City and Indiana are small market teams, bro. What did they do? They traded for, if you want to consider Halliburton a superstar, whatever, I'll give it to you. But the Shea thing, that's like one of the greatest trades ever in my book.
Could have been y'all.
Yeah, I mean, we drafted them. But the point is, it's like the small market excuse making is frankly bullshit. And like making great moves around the margins of your team, like any team should be able to do that. So,
Sure. Do I think the Pacers would have won Game 7 if Tyrese played? Yes. But do I think it takes away from them winning the title? No, I do not. That's all I have to say.
Very well said.
it's a good take.
Yeah, because when
You see how they lost? Do you see how they lost?
what you mean how they lost towards the end of the game?
In the third quarter, turnovers.
Yeah.
Who takes care of the ball? Who minimizes turnovers? That's all I'm saying.
To be fair, he was averaging like around 4 to 5 turnovers in that series, though.
But how many turnovers did they have in the third quarter?
I mean, I don't know the exact number, but like,
bro, it was like double digits.
I'm just saying, like Tyrese, like in the regular season was averaging like 1 to 2 turnovers, like to his like 10 assists, but then like the finals, he was averaging like whatever it was, like 8 assists, maybe 8 to 7 assists, and then like 4 turnovers. So
you're saying he's not allowing that many turnovers in the third, though. Promise.
Probably not. I'm just saying you brought up Tyrese as somebody who takes care of the ball, but like
he does take care of the ball.
I know
more than TJ McConnell.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm just saying like he does in general. But I'm saying against this team specifically, he hasn't been able to do that really well.
I'm just saying they're not throwing that many turnovers in the third, which caused probably the like. That's what happened. That's when it started to like they just blew that shit open. No Diddy.
Yeah, that's how OKC always does it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No Hallie like completely changes how they play. Like they weren't able to run. They made it a half-court game, and really, I don't know. What do you think, Miles? Like the only team that can hang with OKC in half court is probably Denver, and that's why I went 7. But if it's a half-court game against some of those pests, and it's just like relentless, like ball pressure. It's just really tough. But yeah,
but you also have to be like a fast-paced team because like if you get like your best chance against this like OKC defense is if you get going in transition, because that's like they're good at it, but that's probably not their best like defensive like what is
it? When it's set, it's very hard to score on.
Yeah,
when the defense is set.
Yeah, but yeah, it's best to score against them going in transition. So I think that's also why Indiana had besides Denver had the best chance of winning the series. Every single year, there's like the team that wins the finals, like they win the championship like off of like staying healthy mostly. Like last year, like even though like they beat the Mavs last year, the Celtics did, but Luka was kind of hurt. Tyrese was hurt last year when they played them in the conference finals. So like every year, like there's gonna be some injury that happens, and then yeah, they're like the team, like especially if the team it's a team that people like to hate on, like OKC and even Boston last year, like they're gonna hate and say that like if this player was healthy or this player was healthy, like this wouldn't have happened. They're like they would have said OKC would have lost, but it could have happened, but you can't live off hypotheticals.
Will they repeat next year? We gotta call it now. I say yes.
As of right now, like I like where every team stands, I say yeah. Because like no, you said no.
You're taking the field. Okay, that's fair.
I, I was gonna say no team out east stands a chance against Oklahoma because like Boston's out. That was the only team in the East I thought had a team in the East that I thought had a chance. Besides them in Indiana, obviously, but their superstars are injured now. So
no Indiana, no Boston. Cleveland looking iffy. The Knicks, they're still there. Other than that, I mean, sure, maybe the Magic too now, but other than that.
But like, are you telling me OKC is not killing all of those teams?
We're getting killed by OKC?
Probably.
What?
Why are you saying what like that?
OKC, bro.
You said what?
We're not getting killed by OKC.
I don't know, bro. You never know. I'm just saying OKC. It's going to be a year of progression. Like we're going to talk about it later. We're going to talk about it later, but just like the draft, like who they got in the draft, and then who knows what trades they can make. Yeah,
they didn't have to play. So what happened when they played Jokic?
Whoa! Hold on. I think last thing. How many games did Shea play in the regular season? Like 76.
Something like that. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
What?
He is durable.
It's just a big part of just
how
your team's gonna perform. Yeah. Your star player has to be there.
Don't
just how it works.
Don't jinx it, because we said that shit last year about Tatum, and